Hello and welcome back to a rather deathly silent prison in Mulsantir in Neverwinter Nights 2, Mask of the Betrayer. We are looking for allies that can help us fight against a whole bunch of spirits that are apparently angry with us and want to fight us. Cool. What do we have here? Well, hello there, rather intense looking fellow. Mighty Grossneck.
You want something from me?
I need strong warriors like yourself to help defeat Okku the Bear King. Interested?
I earned my name in battle, but no hands will I raise against the spirits. Their reach and their memories are long.
I haven't seen anyone like you before. What are you exactly?
He's a hag spawn. Mother was a hag, father some unlucky fella. Quiet, small one. I can speak my own words. He does speak true. Because of my heritage, I am an outcast.
Why? It isn't your fault who your parents were.
It does not matter. To the Rashami, I am still an abomination unworthy of existing.
Is that why you're here?
No. There were 3 who taunted me into a rage. My blade was the first to leave its sheath, and so I wait here.
Wait for what? I think it didn't show up properly.
He's hanging. What else? Or they might toss him off the cliff.
I'm not sure how it all works.
Enough, small one. Do not speak my words for me. I am trapped in this existence as an outcast, through no fault of my own. I gladly accept my fate, since it will bring me the peace which has eluded me. Go now. I do no longer wish to speak with you.
Okay, that's a sad thing. I am guessing he is going to say no as well from his tone. If you're going to ask me what you asked Grossneck, I got the same answer for you. No. I should give a bit of a different voice, else all halflings sound the same, and that makes me racist. I can make it worth your while. No, you can't. No amount of coin will change my mind. Not for this. I'm out in a few months anyway. What are you in for then? There was a misunderstanding about ownership of some coins I found while visiting the local bazaar. Naturally, the witches took the word of a local over my own. You think the witches made a mistake? No mistakes. We just had different points of view on what happened, that's all. But look, I don't want to end up like on Tisra's bad side. Well, her worst side anyway. You made an offer, I turned it down, and that's all you get. Oh, and that's that. I've got nothing else to talk about. Okay. Well, then there's the last prisoner, who's apparently in his own separate cell with his proper closed door. That's nice, some privacy. And a magic circle around him. Well, and he looks unique as well, so let's choke.
Ah, more jailers come to rattle my cage? Here I was, settling into a relaxing dream. Now you've gone and spoiled it.
I'm not your jailer, but I might be your benefactor.
Ah, honeyed words from the other side of the cage. And what tune must I sing in return, I wonder? Whatever wards and locks bind this prison, I think clever words are the key to unlocking them. Go on. I am listening to your offer, my benefactor.
What are these wards that you have around your prison?
Oh, those? I hadn't noticed. Did some child come by with a handful of chalk and scrawl them there?
Let's try... Well, possibly, considering the skill. But someone altered them once they were scribed from the inside.
I had not noticed that. Curious. I had thought they were intended as reversals of binding wards. But you are correct.
A mystery indeed. Who do you suspect of altering them? Not me, I hope. I have an alibi.
Let's be flattering here. We're very good at flattery. If you did this, you are extremely skilled with the runes and wards.
Ah, the sweet arrows of flattery have found their target. You may actually be worth speaking to for a time. But I have forgotten what precisely it is that you want. I am not a reader of minds, you know. So out with it.
Okay, well, we have flattered quite well here. We are very good at that. That's kind of our thing. I'm looking for recruits to protect Mulsantir. You interested?
Seeking soldiers, are you? You have come to the wrong cell. I am neither foolhardy nor desperate enough to fight barbarians or Thayans. Go find a poorhouse and scatter a few coppers. That might yield better results.
I need help fighting an spirit army that gathers outside of Mulsantir, not Thayans or such.
The army of spirits is at the gates? So, they have arrived. I was wondering when that might take place in the real world.
You knew this was going to happen?
Now. Knowing and telling are two different beasts. And the bear god, he is a third. If I may say, you are rather brave to marshal an army to meet them. That's no ordinary band of spirits out there. That's a hornet's nest of beasts. They're screaming for blood so loudly, I can hear them in my dreams. And I am suddenly struck with the suspicion that the blood they seek is yours. Grave robber, are you? Tisk tisk. One should leave Barrows of the ancient bear god alone, lest he come for you in his garishly colored furry rage.
Look.
So, entertain me, brave one. Why would one such as I follow you into such a hopeless battle?
Look, I did not take anything important. Yeah, let's stick with the diplomacy. We're very good at that, after all. Seems to me that besting a bear god of old might earn you enough clout in the spirit world for centuries to come.
Oh, so you seek to make my pride stand and dance? What kind of glory-bound fool do you take me for? Although I will admit, your perspective makes some sense and appeals to my natural hubris.
Then let us see what we can do to feed your pride, shall we?
An excellent rebuttal. I think this bodes well for our travels. Very well. You have a willing soldier at your side. Shall we be off? And please, let us visit the witch warden on the way out, so I can pay my respects to her gentle, loving soul.
I sense a lot of sarcasm here. I think he really likes sarcasm from the sound of it. So he's gone. We'll chat with him a little bit later. I think we should do a little bit of a catch-up episode with our party of this whole situation. So first, we still need to replace this portrait with one that's actually in the correct size, because it kind of the main game was not really designed well for these resolutions. At last, my eyes fall upon your beauty, my matron of the cell. This one is cursed for talking with you, spawn of hags. I shall be glad to be rid of you. Nothing but trouble for me, or for the city you are. Shall you be glad to be rid of me, beautiful matron? Do you not think I did not see the longing eyes you cast at me as you drew your runed circle on the floor of my cell? What little eyes are these? Eyes of shame are the only eyes I have for you. Shame! Now, there's no need to mask the feelings I stir in you, and your age is but makes you seem wrinkled like a prune fruit. I see what dances in your thought as you dream the slow hours of the day here away. Let me rephrase that one. I see what dances in your thought as you dream the slow hours of the day here away in this prison. Yeah, no, this is a weirdly structured sentence. In the golden woods of Erling, you once sang for an hour a hymn of sun and dreamed that it was a shield carried by a warrior who watches over you. And such passion in the song, why, it gives you strength even now. You are a dangerous creature, dream walker. The tales of you all speak such, and many are those of you wound with your arrow flight of words and humor. Do not think us deaf to those who suffer because of your careless footsteps in their thoughts and dreams. Get hence from my thoughts, I warn you! Is what she says is true? Yes, she speaks truly. I am that which all farmers with ripe daughters fear. The masked brigand who dances in the fire of their sweet children's mind and leaves footprints that no wind or time can erase. And old mother, do not think your mind has not laid down paths for me to stroll. Such thoughts for a woman your age. It would put even a fiery-loined farmer's daughter to shame. You are a thief and a twister of words. Go meet the spirit Ari then, but you will not have my blessing upon you, now or ever. Cool. We were not asking for that. Still fine. We'll need to look at some equipment of with him. And generally look at his character sheets and such. So let's head on out. And have a look-see at everything. So, Jan, let's start with your character sheets, because we need to change that portrait there. We got better portraits for you. There we go. See, that fits a lot better. So Gan is a chaotic neutral spirit shaman and a hag spawn. Spirit shaman is a new class. It's kind of like a mechanically it kind of plays like a sorcerer version of the druid.
I would say yes.
So that is lots. He doesn't learn spells. He does learn spells, but he has like few spells he can cast a lot of times a day.
Yes.
So let's look at the inventory. Actually, let's first look at his character sheet a bit more to see what he's good at. So sheet. Also, spirit shamans don't do the whole shape-shifting stuff Druid does. So he seems to be focused on ranged weapons with short bows. And he has light armor proficiency. Okay. His dex is decent enough, so that is good. Wow, he has pretty good equipment actually. That they let him keep in jail. So leather armor plus 4, and he has basically 18 dexterity. So
I would say yes.
Plus like a maximum bonus of dexterity of 4 is the max you can get out of stuff. This is mithril, so it might actually, or does it count as a stride? This actually does only have 3 dexterity, but it might be because it is mithril. I don't know if you can wear this. Let's have a look.
Yes.
No, it counts as medium armor still. Okay.
I would say yes.
Okay, what else do we have? Padded armor plus 4, robe of ice. This might actually be a good one for Gan, because it gives him charisma. And charisma is a good stat to have, if he doesn't already have.
Yes.
Because at least part of Gan's spellcasting is reliant on charisma. And he's not wearing a helmet, so... Yeah, that seems like something he would wear.
Yes.
Okay, what else do we got? We have the Shroud of the Leopard. It's plus 5 armor. That is not bad. I think that's better than what he's got, so...
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes?
Shall we give him a strength thing? Might not be bad. Do we have a good bow on him that he can use? It's a competent longbow. He's focused on short bows, so that doesn't necessarily work for him. That's a longbow. Yeah, no, I don't think he can just keep using the longbow, I guess.
I would say yes.
Spear. I think there's better weapons than spear.
Get in line. Follow me.
That one off. Can I actually use this? Probably not. Yeah, we can even give him the frost harpoon. It's a far better +4 spear. Yeah, let's just give him the frost harpoon. That's fine.
All who can
That'll
hear,
be kind of his
follow.
backup melee weapon.
I would say yes.
What kind of rings is he wearing? Resistance and power. What does power do? Does give some regeneration. Okay.
Yes.
I would say yes.
Well, we'll just actually save this ring of regeneration when we want to heal ourselves, because healing actually is kind of tricky in this game. So I should probably hang on to that. Okay. Anything else we want to give him? Belt of strength, maybe.
Yes.
Oh, he already has a belt of agility. That's no. Let's let him keep that. It'll help with his AC.
I would say yes.
Yeah, I think we got him equipped then. Okay, so let's now do a bit of talking. Also, Saphira. Let's give this thing to us.
I would say yes.
Okay, let's have a bit of a talk with Saphira, actually. Since, well, we haven't... Saphira, you're gonna follow? Thank you.
I didn't think the spirits would actually pursue us out of the barrow.
Yeah, that's
The bear
unusual.
spirit is as stubborn as he is colorful.
You said something about something to that bear about how you knew his true self. What do you mean by that?
Animal spirits have packs and pecking orders just as their mortal kin do. That bear we met was the pack leader of that barrow. A spirit noble, one could say. When we first met him, he was still half in hibernation. No doubt our battle roused him to full strength.
Okay, well that's not good news. So if he's beaten, the rest of the animal, the spirit, should leave us alone?
Perhaps. Though we can't permanently defeat him, we can certainly drive him and his minions back to their barrow. However, animal spirits of his age often exhibit honor and nobility in their actions. Like any animal, if he's subdued by force, he'll show respect. Perhaps then he could be commanded to leave us in peace.
I don't know if that's necessarily honor or nobility. That just seems actually smart survival instinct. You must have some serious grudge for me to come this far.
According to the witches, the bear spirit claims you defiled his sacred ground. Perhaps your presence there was enough to warrant his pursuit. But I think that power you used to destroy the spirit wolf has something to do with it.
Yeah, that was very kind of ominous and scary. So our last battle roused him. I recall defeating him rather soundly. No, that's not. We're not saying that, because that's absolutely not true. He nearly kicked our ass. We were in a very bad shape at the end of that fight. To the point where I even had to actually... Because save games does some things with like hit points and stuff, I actually ended up dying reloading this game a whole bunch of times. So that was how bad of shape we were in. So, I'll take it you'll be heading home now?
Why? I promised to find you some answers. I can't leave yet.
Okay, that's good. What about those red wizards? They spoke of trouble at your academy.
Yes, I fear the worst for the academy.
Influence.
And my mother. To be honest, I've been half tempted to make my way back home, but...
Let's be a good listener. Wait for her to finish her thoughts.
If my mother is dead, then I'll be carrying out her last wishes. As long as you wish my aid, you have it.
Your continued companionship is greatly appreciated.
Then it's settled. Now, we should deal with that spirit army.
I really need to find some answers to why I'm here at all, actually.
I agree. If we didn't have to stay here to pry some answers from Magda, I'd suggest that we slip past the spirit army and leave Mulsantir behind us.
Perhaps we can simply find where the witches are hiding Magda?
If that was possible, I'd already have tried. While I could best any of these witches, their collective skill is formidable. Moreover, I sense in them a talent for chicanery. Theirs is an arcane art unknown to me.
What is
They
chicanery?
have no doubt hidden the dwarf woman with powerful illusions. We are unlikely to find her unless the witches want her to be found.
I don't think these first questions are necessarily... she's just very concerned and focused. I don't think this is necessarily... This is specifically unfriendly, and this one... Actually, this one is first. No, Denzon would say that. Doesn't bother you that we brought the spirit army here? It is our mess to clean up.
No, it does not. The Rashemi are a superstitious lot. Their society is based on fear. Of witches, of spirits, of starvation. These people don't want to understand the forces of the land. They wish to live in terror of them.
Okay, interesting. You seem to have a pretty low opinion of the Rashami people.
I've spent my life mastering powerful arcane forces. 12 times I've nearly been killed by careless classmates, or my own novice mistakes. Living in an academy of deadly magic can be terrifying. If I can overcome the fear of forces greater than me, others can too. That said, the spirit army outside the city is waiting for us. If these people truly live in accordance with the spirits of the land as they claim, no spirit will breach these walls.
Okay. I feel like we could have said the wrong thing and upset her. I think we handled this very diplomatically. We are good at diplomacy, Denzon is. We need to discuss something else.
What would you like to know?
If we're going to be traveling together, I need to know a bit more about you.
What would you like to know?
Where are you actually from?
I've spent my life at the Academy of Shapers and Binders, studying magic for as long as I can remember. The Academy is far south of here. This is actually my first time beyond the lands of Thay. Between my students and my own magical research, I have little time for travel.
I already think we know that she was not terribly close with her mother, but it was still her mother. And we already know this. How about we ask more about the voices? I want to know more about the voices you're hearing.
What of it? It is my business, and my business alone.
Okay, she's definitely defensive on it. I apologize if I seemed short with you before, but if you don't want to talk about it, I understand.
I am something of an authority on being abrasive when I don't mean to be. I accept your apology. For a very, very long time, I thought the voices were a sign that my mind was peculiar at best and fatally unhinged at worst.
Well, yes, that's usually what voice in your head mean.
No, the voices have never taken control of me or forced me into action.
What do you think is the cause of the voices?
I've tried every divining cantrip, every scrying spell in the Academy library, and they've told me nothing. The voices seem to be coming from both within and without.
What do these voices usually tell you say?
Most often, gibberish. Fragments of words. Sentences so quiet they might as well be a mumble. Still, there is an occasional bit of guidance, dissuading me from foolish mistakes, or warning me when an unscrupulous classmate is trying to deceive me.
Ah, like Kai Kamoon. Thank you for telling me about these voices.
Oh, well, usually people associate voices in one's head with raving lunacy.
Yes.
In other words, you're welcome.
I'd like to discuss something else.
What would you like to know?
Tell me a little bit more about the Red Wizard.
The Red Wizards are some of the most talented, and some would argue ruthless, arcane practitioners in the realms.
Yes, quite.
Nearly every ruler and authority figure in Thay swears allegiance to the Red Wizards. We are usually judged as tyrants first, and mages second.
What sort of magic do the Red Wizards study, then?
We commit the whole of our lives to a single aspect of arcane magic. Those who wish to learn a little bit of everything lack the focus and discipline we demand. I find transformative magic fascinating. I work with spells that can add a spark of life to otherwise inanimate materials.
Sounds a lot like
is one of my
necromancy to me.
And might I add,
it's
finest
transmutation.
creations. The students of my academy mostly focus on the rather morbid arts of binding and altering souls.
Yeah, that is definitely necromancy. You seem much more of a scholar than any type of tyrant.
I am an instructor at the Academy of Shapers and Binders. I teach transmutive and transformative magic, my specialty. Most people assume that we're all disciples of one secretive school, but there are hundreds of academies.
Sounds like the Red Wizards are more successful as tyrant than as scholars, though.
The power and politics of a few should not overshadow the knowledge of many. It's bad enough that the Rishemi view my kind as heartless mage tyrants. I don't need your prejudice to compound the matter.
Oh, yeah, that was... The criticism was not leveled at you, just Thayans in general. Would I travel with you if I held such a negative view?
My apologies for overreacting.
Ah!
I've grown weary of being judged by the color of my robes, and I misunderstood.
You don't seem to fit the common perception of a Red Wizard, actually.
You were kind to say that. I was fortunate to be raised by my mother and Master Jaffe. The two of them made certain that I grew up to be a magician, not a despot.
So, yes, do all Red Wizards shave their heads and wear tattoos as you do?
Yes, though it is not a matter of fashion. Our tattoos are traditional symbols of arcane strength, and they are inked with magical enchantments that focus the bearer's will.
Sometimes. That's not actually entirely true. The baldness definitely actually is a choice of fashion. Their Thayans can grow hair just as well, and in fact, Thayans that are outside of Thay actually tend to grow out their hair quite a bit, for the interesting reason that they don't trust barbers. They don't trust anyone with a knife to be that close to them in a vulnerable position. They are that paranoid that they rather, get slobby than trust anyone anyone that close to them with a knife. Though a lot of Red Wizards actually also just use magic to handle the barbering and the grooming for them. So those manage to stay with it. But otherwise, Red Wizard outside of Thay generally might grow out their hair to not fit the stereotype, as it were. The arcane, the tattoos can indeed be magical and have magical enchantments in them, but they don't have to. Quite a few of them are just style. Especially if you're not a very powerful Red Wizard. I'd like to know something else.
What would you like to know?
I think we need another companion with us. Okay. Oh wow, you can actually summon like old companions here. Actually, I need to kick one out. Yeah, okay, that was weird. That's, I think, something added with the mod. Because there was no voicing for that either. Alright, let's round it off with a talk with Gun. Get to know him.
Yes, what do you want?
Is something wrong?
The spirits are restless. There's a legion waiting outside the gates, led by old King Bear. He's awake and not pleased about it. What did you take from him anyway? I've never seen or heard such an uproar. I'm surprised the land isn't tearing itself apart.
So, this is not entirely true. We did loot that den quite a bit. I took nothing from him. He was in the barrel when I awoke.
Well, whatever angered him, I hope something can calm him down again. If his rage grows any more, then Mulsantir will be drowning in blood.
Any advice you have from beating him?
Well, our chances are not the best. In that, you can be assured I am speaking true. Still, we have one advantage. Okku's army.
What makes you say that? Why is that an advantage?
The Bear God came here with an army. Why? That army sustains his rage and his strength. They are like a drumbeat for his heart. Defeat them, then focus your attention on Okku, and you may very well survive the day. But I'm not making any promises, mind you.
That's an interesting reversal. Normally, you know, you decapitate you kill the commander and the army scatters without leadership. But I guess in his case, break the army and the leader becomes weaker? How will I know when he's weak enough?
I will do what I can to let you know. Listen for my voice over the din of battle. Until you hear me call out, I would not attack Okku directly. Instead, do whatever you can to slow him down and keep him at paw's length.
Okay, strategy. And if you fall?
Then use your best judgment. But if you've allowed me to fall, then clearly that is lacking.
Fair enough. Some questions for you.
If questions you have, then answers I shall provide.
Tell me a little about yourself.
A little? There is so much to tell. And to think you'd only want to hear the smallest bit of it. I am insulted.
Alright, tell me a lot about yourself.
What? Do you think I am some sort of long-winded braggart? My, your charm spells seem to be failing one by one.
You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Look, I'd like to know who I'm traveling with.
Oh. Well now, that is a different matter. I am Ganayev. Gan of Dreams.
Ganayev, okay.
He who walks in the dreams of the people of Rashomon. Especially the passionate dreams of farmers' daughters. I make deals
Wow,
with
he's horny.
spirits, speak with the mountains and forests, and tell tales of old that bubble up from the brooks and streams of this land.
Were you born here?
Now there's a tale. Actually, I was born from no mother or father, but from dream itself. I was conceived as an idea, a stray thought that had to fend for itself in this harsh land. It made me strong, capable, and ruggedly handsome.
Yeah, that's why I have you wear a mask now. You were born from a dream.
Indeed, stepped fresh and whole from the sleeping minds of this great land, able to walk in and out of dreams at my whim and my will.
But you are a hag spawn.
Do I look like a hag spawn?
Not really. But your character sheet says so. Shall we perhaps trade bits of background?
Very well, a game. Now that interests me. And while I despise fairness, I must admit I am slightly curious about you.
So I was born in a small town of West Harbor on the Sword Coast. It bordered the Mare of Dead Men.
Not as interesting as I'd hoped.
Oh, you'd be
Still.
surprised.
Very well. I was born in a city that lies beneath water. Where this city is, I do not know. I see it sometimes in my dreams, but its location eludes me. As do the faces of my mother and my father, if they existed at all.
I never knew my mother. My father was more a guardian than a father.
Ah, An orphan? Intriguing. I shall raise you one better. I am an orphan as well. I do not know the fate of my father, but my mother, I believe her to be the one that cast me out.
Well, she was a
Ironic
hag.
to give birth to me, then to feed me to the wilds of Rashomon. Not very motherly.
Yeah,
But hags are not known for such kindnesses, I suppose.
not at all. Especially against their male children. How did you survive?
The animals of the world took me in. The dead shepherded the living. It mattered not to them. I learned their speech, their greetings and farewells, the cries of the wild and the whimperings of those lost. To some it is a dirge. To me it is a symphony. And the strains are familiar ones that speak purer than any Rashemi word.
You seem very well spoken, though, in the Rashemi words. You were left to wander the land.
There are worse fates. And the more I spoke and bartered with the dead, the more the spirits would come to my aid. My powers grew, and so did the tales of my travels, until every farmer in this dreaming nation held a blade close to their bed, in case I should visit their daughters in the night.
Look, you sound like bloody Dracula. Did you ever try to find your homeland?
No, because I dream of it. It is close, a place of night and flowing water through stones. I feel its presence sometimes, but I do not know if I ever truly wish to return. It cast me out once, and I do not think I would enjoy being treated the same way a second time. And I fear that my mother was not the ruling power there.
Well, that's quite possible. Can you tell me a little about your parents?
Oh, I can indeed tell you but a little, for little is all I knew of them. A human for a father, yes. A hag for a mother, yes. But who they were, that is not known to me.
Nah, but we are kind. I'm sorry about that.
Do you think I care?
Ah,
I do not. It is like water running through the streets of an empty city, uncaring, unheard, and unwelcome.
yeah, I figured he was that type of person. Should have been more empathetic there. Well, I think that's enough from Gan. Sad to have lost a little bit of influence, but we gained some, so it's not... we are, I think, net win-win or something. So join me next time. We just had talk in this episode. Sometimes it happens. That's good for an RPG. Next time we'll, I think, investigate Malsentia further and look for further allies. We have that Caitlin the Dove we are supposed to find in Shadow Malsentia. So we might try, since it's night again, find our way to Shadow Malsentia. Till the next one. Bye bye. En goed aan roel.